collective energy reading. Please only take the rest for the best. Take the rest for the best. Take the rest for the best, because only the rest would be for the best. Please only take what resonates. Always leave the rest for the best. So, oh my gosh, you could be taking the best because you are the best. Someone could be wanting to be able to come and give you the best. Take this all as it resonates, guys. You're clearing out your energy because that's that transformative when you're that queen arising, glowing up and showing up, popping up. You're just coming up, right up in that spotlight. It's that transformation. That's when you have to make those positive changes, guys, because it's that serendipity. That's when you have to grant the Most High to accept certain things you cannot change, courage and wisdom for you to know better when certain people are stopped and blocked in those underworlds and they've got secrets and they're lying and they're blocked and in their mind because they're in that loneliness, confused, illusions, because of their attitude, their energy, when you think you're being wise and you're two-faced or you're judgmental, that's because you're not like listen to those intuitions. That's when you get like institutionalized in your mind and you get thoughts and you're running wild like your Mercury, causing yourself stress and conflict, worrying, causing confusions because of the illusions that you was putting out. And maybe like the way I speak, it's that bridge, you know, when you're inner self and you got to look back on yourself, because it's like Pakra, Bhava, that willingness and that willpower for recovery. And that's when you've got to have courage, and that's that short journey within your mind and siblings, family members, as well as friends, things that they was doing in the unknown, because when you've got your knowledge and how you're seeking your wisdom, who was being good and positive, who was being a wicked bitch trying to stop you. Take it all as it resonates, because that's when you're using your intuitions about people photoshopping you, want to be like you, holding on because of being courageous and controlling. And it's like when you're unable to recharge and regenerate yourself because you're going towards your victory. This is your 6 of Wands, people within your community, close around you, because of how your work, compassionate, caring, like you could support work and you've got a social awareness of you and your community, enabling people to be able to grow, transform thy mind, change. That's when you have to look, because when you're serving people, that's your skilled labour, and that's your serving people to have discernment and know about boundaries and connect to your third eye, have that activated and open. That's when you're looking, because that's a part of your armed forces. Or when certain people are being going through armed forces and they've got to have this aggressive energy, or because when they was working with people and now they was institutionalizing their mind and the way how they spoke, because that's like your reality of your life and how you affect and your emotions affect you when you're in the communicating. Like, what kind of dynamic was you doing? Because was you being inspiring, or was you competing against other people, or was it just with this compulsive attitude because you was doing it through jealousy and vindictiveness, because they didn't want to be able to transform? They could have been older than you, or you could have been older than them, and you was just divinely guided and connected to your intuitions because you was going towards your victory. In fact, let's clear the energy, guys. Turn it down. We have just burnt this from the negative. Put 3 and 1 and 3, and people are now looking, trying to block you, stop you because of your creative skills, how you speak, and people are transforming. And that's your powers, and you've got these hidden skills within you. People don't like it. That's pressure. There's family members and friends, or because they didn't have that originality to use their spirituality and grow and look at their reality of their life and their thoughts and their feelings and connect to the divine, that wholeness. Listen to that spirit within inside of them. When those 3 little birds are beside your doorstep and they sing those sweet songs, singing it pure as pure, telling you to move on, go on. This is the message to you. Don't worry. Are you going to continue to keep growing through those transitions and those changes in life? And who's serving you? Who's causing you stress and conflict? What significant others around you? Because when you're marrying, you have to marry yourself before you can marry anybody else, because those people that are against you, you have to stand there with that strength. So don't worry to go towards that victory, because every little thing is going to be all right. I'm clearing this energy. 1, 2, 3. Right, you could just be connecting to how you feel and trying to get that clarity of mind, because that's that transition where you're changing and you're moving, you're expressing about choices, who you're working with, who you're serving with. And that's when you've got to be practical, because you've got to start analysing now, reflecting on those thoughts and those feelings. That's where I serve, because that's that Ace of Pentacles. Somebody may want to be able to come and serve you. You're serving from the divine, gaining knowledge and wisdom. To gain that balance, that's your material creating, and the way how you're creating in that business, like someone may want to be able to come and work alongside you. People are watching you, the way how you're serving, going through those transitions, enabling people to have understanding, to overstand. That's when you got that compassion, as I said at the beginning, opening that third eye, continuously growing, and that's moving the way how you're speaking. And that's when you're in Gemini and Virgo, and that's that intellect, your quickness, because that's that verbal quickness. So you could be like me, quick talk, quick and fast, and you got enabling people to be able to grow. You got a sense of usefulness at the same time, so you could work with young people as well as adults, giving them a social awareness in your community, obtaining balance and structures. That's looking at things from different dynamics, backgrounds. When you got an idea, how you going to put that idea forward? And that's when you've got clarity, who are you working with, and when you're working as a team, making sure it's got love and compassion, because if it's not going to enable you, because that's like how you working within your brain, who's got that short, quick, old, fast thinking. That's when you got the contracts with certain friends, and how you're saying, and that's like that bridge between having the physical and the material and the spiritual as well as the physical. And that's that ace, because you are that ace. It's that hidden part within inside of you. It's a gift from the Most High. So you could be getting this material aspects of life. You could be seeing how family members and friends was blocking, thinking they was being wise, making your partner be indecisive. They all had a social awareness of you, watching you, analysing the way how you was growing, eccentric, authentic. So you could be like getting a gift, because that's that authentic skill. So you're understanding the way how you're creating, and you could be possessing. Take this all as it resonates. Certain people will see now you're securing. You could be securing something. Someone could have been trying to secure something from you. Oh, judgment. This could be that person older than you getting judgment, because they keep on twisting. Judgment's taking place because it was about what I possess. So people are trying to block you from certain things that you possess, your intuitions, that higher clarity, love, joy, enabling, balance, that being a fool, going towards that new beginnings, that unity, your partnership. That's you being dependable, powerful, your stability. That's looking at the things that you're possessing. Judgment's taking place. It's from the divine. You could be seeing judgment from 2 or 3 or more people. Higher clarity, higher awareness. 3 little birds beside my doorstep, singing sweet songs. Judgment, a melody is pure and pure. That's the message to you. Don't worry about a thing, every little thing. That's going to be all right, because that's when you've got to go through the transitions, those changes, those stages of life. That's when you're thinking, and it's critically thinking about love and joy and peace and prosperity and hope. It's judgment about the star, because you are that star. Certain people was blocking you. You're that Ace of Pentacles. Certain people was trying to be able to possess. That was the way I am, and your partner. And where I was being jealous in regards towards you. So you can see a family member or a friend was jealous in regards towards you, in regards to what you was possessing, your divinely guided skills, how you was growing, how you had this material aspects of yourself, and you, the people, were stubborn, like, because they was not unable to be able to grow, because that was about your stability. Hermit, how you had that wisdom and you had that knowledge, and how you were supposed to serve, and how you gained that higher clarity. You had the introspection from the divine. You could have read books and had high philosophical wisdom, and how you was traveling, had things, knowledge from different backgrounds, different perspectives. You was versatile. You was like diverse. You had diversity, reality. You looked at the material aspects of life, the physical aspects of life. You've seen the illusions, confusions. You was able to be able to gain strength and wisdom to be able to see things from higher perspectives, lower. You've seen the bird's eye view. You've seen the things that was in the unknown. You have to move, continuously moving with love. you express yourself, and how is you going to be able to express yourself about these choices? And when you have these choices and the partners, and when you got these relationships, or when you're gaining that introspection about how you're feeling and what you're wanting and how you're expressing the feelings, and that's you doing it on a positive, making sure you're refining from good and bad, and knowing like how to be able to reroute yourself and have that balance to be able to be the fool within inside of you, to take those leaps and continuously going towards those new beginnings, even looking at your hidden skills, your resources, because that's even looking like your physical body, your parents, the people was in their ego, trying to be able to possess, all because about your personal money and your values. This King of Swords. So you could be hearing about this King of Swords. This King of Swords could be in Hermit. They could be in 9. Sagittarius, they're in Hermit now, gaining wisdom. Even the way how you was in Hermit, how you gain your wisdom, how you got this knowledge. Take this all as it resonates. You could be seeing, they've got to be able to see now, Geminis, family members, friends, indecisive. They may have to go to court because it's restless now. That's like justice maybe taking a place, because court proceedings, higher awareness, higher decisions. That's when you have to look back at philosophical knowledge. They can see that you was a divine source. It was a gift from the Most High to obtain your skills, being a high priestess, to go towards those new beginnings. You're innocent, you're faithful. You are that star. People are gaining clarity in regards to who you are. They was able to transform, how you was able to change, how you was able to grow. And now you're empowering these divine feminines, masculines, the family members and friends. They was just like spiritually blind and spiritually blocked and didn't have manners and respect. They was bad. They can see that you got high clarity of who you are and your good. It's all as it resonates. It says from the Ace of Cups, seen as he ain't here, can you slip one extra? So seeing as that person ain't here, can you slip one extra, some money? These people was wanting money. I got issues here because they had issues here. So they was wanting some money. These family members and friends, take it all as it resonates. What's in your heart? What you love? So they were judging you them now. What's in your heart? What do you love? What do you love? Money? Do you love that physical? Have you got that balance? Or is it about unity? Is it your partnerships? Or is it about material possessions? Is it about the things that you're possessing? Or is it about when you're in that childlike spirit and you're gambling? Take it all as it resonates. Taught me how to cook with love. So what is it that you want? Who taught you how to cook with love? The Most High, to have that balance of the mind, caring, nurturing, having compassion. That's when you got that stability and you're stabilizing yourself, so you're nurturing your home, those thoughts, those feelings. So that's you cooking up knowledge and wisdom, and it's not just from yourself. That's where you got to be discerning and look at it from different perspectives. That's like the sun, the illusions, confusions, frustrations, who's frustrating you, and looking back from past lives when you was younger to adulthood, and how you're able to be able to look at the metaphors and look at certain circumstances, like back in the day when that happened to me now, and now I'm an adult. Why is that happening to me now? Because that's a part of that judgment. Because you're that star, because you're creating an identity of what I'm good at. Masking emotions, taking my identity. So people was trying to mask their emotions, take your identity to act like they was an empress. Because they thought they was being a fool. They was wanting an opportunity to get this leap of faith towards your partner. Because they didn't see you was resourcefulness. They thought they was going to be able to gain these resources. That was because they was all up in their ego, or because you was independent. They didn't know how to be able to create their independency, because that's when you're in that Aries energy, you're just aggressive and you're controlling, because that was where they act, coming with conflict, controlling. That's when you're like the energy vampire and you're always draining out certain people's energy, because you're in that Mars energy. And that's like all because of aggression and because of desires. They was desiring your partner, desiring to be able to possess, desiring to be able to be, because of their values. They didn't have none. I'm used to just loving and leaving them. This shit hit different. So now this masculine, feminine, they're used to just lying down with people, extra energies, leaving. Now they can see that's that empowered. Now you've empowered them to transform now, because they can see they was jealous, idealistic, driven through jealousy. That was when you're holding on, trying to possess certain things, like controlling. They could see that their mindset, the dominion, what they wanted to rule dominion over people, they tried to rule dominion over the people. They didn't lack understanding. Now they're looking back, part of the legacy and that concept, because that's like death now, and that transformation of the thoughts and the feelings and the emotions and the attitude, and that's the stability, and that your pleasures, that sensualness, and then getting down to earth. And that's when you have to connect to like mother figures, father figures, look at those emotions, and that's when you're nurturing and who was caring, and that's that spiritual foundation to like look at that psychic, physics, psychological aspects of your mind, like where you were safeguarding and who did you feel safe, because that's like that roots and your ancestors, and you have to look about that subconscious and the conscious mind and get spiritually awoke, because that's that higher clarity, higher wisdom. They could be far from you, they could be traveling now, looking at information, backing up their self now, because they're having stress within their mind, because they're in that loneliness, because I've got issues here, so they've got stress issues there now, because that's that appreciation, because their mindset towards greed, their money, that was being wise, those family members and friends talking about you, social awareness of you, about you speaking on computer. They could have done things like doing transactions on the computer, money, being a fool, thinking they was going to get a great leap to be able to secure, serve and create. While you was creating, and the way how you're creating, and how you've created money and you earn money, and what money you don't earn, and how you're earning, what you're earning, and what groups you're with, and when you're speaking with certain groups, and when people are serving you, they was doing it for greed and appreciation, because it's judgment's going to be taking place. 19, because that's that judgment, that's high clarity now. That's when you have to look now, start having this awareness about who was in the ego, and what great passion was you putting in for it, and why was you being so brave, and who was being brave, and how you was brave to be able to release those emotions, let go, listen to the spirit of that you in. That's when people have got a social awareness of you. You wasn't able to ground yourself with love, release. That was you having that higher clarity about actions when people was behind your back taking actions. The spirit showed you and told you you had that interconnectedness with the divine. That was like that omnipresence, and that was that continuousness, to have that awareness. Like when the three little birds was beside your bedside saying, rise up this morning, where with the rising sun. The three little birds, you had the spiritual guides continuously beside your doorstep. They kept on singing them sweet songs for you to release, because you had to look at the solutions to the problem, because you knew it was, you had to leave it to the divine. That's when you have to say, be grounded, use your intelligence, stay stable, because when people have got aggression and they're being a fool, or they're trying to have these hidden skills try to block you and stop you, like you didn't have that faith within inside of yourself, that could have been a father figure, mother figure. That's when you have to look back, because that's when you have to see what you're dominating over on your valuables, and that's when you have to look, because that's your home life, the roots, your family, the resources. Grow. Be responsible. Who you responsible for? They can see that's that judgment. They was irresponsible. That's the end of that fortune, wheel of fortune, the destiny, sudden change, because they're on that karmic cycle, and that's like all because of their public image and your public image. Take it all as it resonates, guys, because people was trying to stop you, but it's like your life purpose and your intelligence. That's like your public legacy, growing and mystical parts of you. You're looking at different experience, how people perceive that reality. Because when you're looking at your own self and you're speaking and telling your story and it's publishing it, but it's like it's into that karmic road, because you have to look at the actions for dharma and destiny. So you've seen, you took that and moved forward, because you had to gain that balance. That was you connecting and nurturing your thoughts and your feelings, because you are that star. Definitely, you're that star. You're moving to get that justice. People are gaining wisdom now, because that was you moving forward. Spiritual wisdom, spiritual knowledge. That was you having to identify, recognize. Now they can see social awareness of you. You're that star. 11, they're inner standing. You got to understand to be able to overstand. Listen to the spirit within inside of you. It's continuously taking the action forward. Yeah, be that fool, moving that childlike spirit. Continuously keep on speaking about these family members who thought you was a fool. You just took that great leap of faith and moved from those family members, those friends. You gain high clarity, high awareness. You weren't clinging on. Certain people was just stubborn and social awareness of you, because they was unbalanced. Now they're getting high awareness, because they're in Hermit and Hierophant. Fully in Hierophant and in Hermit, gaining introspection in regards to who you are, because that's like wisdom. They can see your spiritual wisdom. You got connection to the divine. You're unable to be able to grow, evolve, transform, because that you're an empress. and you're like using intuitions, growing. This could be a Leo now looking back to be able to use their intuitions. Now they can listen and see now these family members and friends that even they was being stubborn and wise, two-faced towards you, lying because they was indecisive about certain choices that they was making when they was in their ego, being courageous. They was spiritually blocked, spiritually blind, just barren. You was going towards your good luck. They was on that karmic cycle. That's because that was foreign minds, foreign travels. Even when they was thought they was being courageous and people you got this higher culture with, because that's when you're taking that righteous action. Dharma, Dharma, and you have the actions of life, your life purpose, and that's looking at that moral feedback of love, choices, relationships, and you have to look at it from diverse experiences. You have to align those things because it looks like a dogmatic in its thinking and the way you're thinking, that mindset, the way you acted. You have to ground yourself, continuously keep on moving forward because that's that opportunity to go towards that new beginnings. They thought they was going to be able to obtain an opportunity to go towards new beginnings. Stand up, come there. So the way you communicate. People was thought they was trying to be able to communicate social media, a bus joke, like they was trying to figure, but they was way last at the bus stop, trying to be able to speak on you. Why they didn't think how you was wise, or they thought they was trying to be going wise, and they didn't know how to be able to take that leap of faith, to be able to listen to the spirit with them and get clarity, cleanse away from certain bad mind energies. People, yeah, you are loyal, you have to be loyal to yourself, so you have to take that dog, take the spirit with inside of you, put on your rod and your staff to comfort you. That's you gaining, being creative, letting go. To hell with you, man. So you said be creative, let go. To hell with you, man. That was you having compassion with yourself. Thought, fuck this, 2 hours in a bucket, fuck it, I'm off on my own journey. That's the spirit, it was a divine gift. The divine knew, bestowed these gifts. It says align yourself, get in alignment for the assignment. What do you want to do to be able to expand and grow with these groups of these people enabling you? What is securing with them? Are they chatting shit? And who's wise? And who's dominating over you just from the resources and the way how they're speaking? That's your siblings, your family members, as friends. That's when you have got to navigate, even when you're travelling. Even when you're looking at that lower part of your mind in the education, that mental quickness, who was studying and who was being that fool to chat shit in regards towards you because the way how you was moving, and they thought you was naive, like you didn't have spiritual wisdom. Like you weren't going towards them ending cycles and you just went towards your destiny. They was trying to block you, but now because they didn't have that inner strength and that wisdom, and certain people was trying to block you and hold you down with strength and wisdom like they were spiritually wise. All of a sudden, you're the spiritual wise one. You're sacred like the rest of us, to lose touch without a little you and a little love of your life's purpose. So you knew you were sacred. They thought that they were sacred like you. They ain't sacred like you. They was Jezebel spirits, those family members and friends who tried to lie on you. Like you didn't have that spiritual knowledge, like you was grounded, like they was grounded like you. They didn't have no discipline. They didn't even have self-respect, dignity. They didn't have no moral compass. You had to look at your life purpose. You looked at those friends, those family members, how they acted when they thought they was wise, chatting shit about you, the way you're unable to be able to grow, communicating. Told you, they was mentioning you in places, in rooms, in social media, behind on screens, chatting back at you. It's me. Well, it's the most comfortable room he feels in the bathroom. So they could be like, the most comfortable room is in that bathroom, that higher awareness. This could be a masculine in the home. So they feel more comfortable because they're feeling like more secure there. That's where they're like understanding what's going on, their security, because that's where they're grounding themselves. So they may sit in that bathroom and may watch you on social media. Gain wisdom. Higher awareness. Take this all as it resonates, guys. Because that true self, perceived self, the way how they persuade themselves and perceive themselves, their mind management, that higher clarity, that not that where they can see that transformation, that change. You know, I'm on probation. So they're on probation. So they could be on probation now, trapped and stuck and can't move because they was idealistic. They was doing things, so that could be their secret that they'd be on probation. They may not have told you they'd be on probation because that was like concepts and the way how they were birth and the decay. So that's like transformation. They're at that transformation stage, so they could be on probation. Give it to me straight over the phone. So they could be on probation. They may have to give it to you straight over the phone. This information coming straight over the phone. Clarity, higher awareness, because that's that duality, that shadow aspect to yourself when you've got to have that transformation and the change. About people, family members and friends who photoshopped you, and now they want using their intuitions, doing spell work, the things that's in secret. You may need to give it over the phone. This could be coming from a mother figure, or auntie, Cancer energy, traditions, and that's like looking at family, things that you secure. You may need to use your intuitions because that's about your comfort, your stability. This about this divine masculine. They may be locked up then. Take this all as it resonates because that's how it came out. So people might be like, oh, did you know that this divine masculines ended up going to prison, and or they've got locked up and they're stuck now in that Ten of Swords and they're trapped in the mind and they can't move, but it's not going to be a long time. And so, because, oh, to hell, that could be soulmate. To hell with you, man. That soulmate. So they could be wanting to be able to calm there, having that higher clarity about these family members and these friends, or a feminine energy was blocking them, stole their money. Take it all as it resonates about this foundation, how they was trying to be able to secure and possess. And like, I am secure. So they was trying like, I feel secure. Now they're looking and I feel I was creating with this family member and this friend who they were speaking to on the computer. All the way how you've got these skills and these dynamics, so like you're creative in your arts and your like creativity skills. Like this family member and friend was wanting your money. 8, because that was 8, idolizing you, karmic, bad mind, jealous of you. Where you've got your skills and your ability, you've got balance, you've got this higher clarity, connected, crystals on, awakening, balance. You had that key to be able to unlock about these partners, family members and friends. You went back, connected to the ancestors. You unlocked the keys to be able to speak and have boundaries, have compassion, know how to move with love, about stability, close your backside legs and continue to keep moving forward, because that was you in that solutions. And it's me, well, it's the most confident room, comfortable room there in the bathroom, because that's the most comfortable room, higher awareness, higher clarity. Because that milk and honey, that's when they're looking now, gaining wisdom. So they're sitting in the bathroom watching social media, gaining higher clarity, connecting to their emotions, releasing their emotions, crying, because now they're getting higher awareness now. But I'm feeling where I acted. I'm getting that awareness now. And now they want to be able to act because they're thinking now about the way they acted. Milk and honey, when they didn't have that high clarity and that awareness, and they was running after money and their mindset to things of what they was trying to be able to possess. Because give it to me straight over the phone about this family and this friend, the actions, how you're a star, that higher power, about this love, unlocking this key, about this masculine, about transforming, changing, about certain things in the unknown, these secrets, about these assets and this inheritance. They're having a tower moment about this family member and a friend in the community, about the choices that they made. Now they can see that there was choices, there was indecisive. Now they're feeling stress and conflict in their mind. Stress, tower moments, judgment. This masculine, this family member, this friend, now they're going back because they can see that you're hard working now. They're gaining this intelligence. They're gaining discipline. They could be needing stability. Foster home study requirements weekly. They never had stability. So they could have had foster home weekly requirements, institutionalized, and they could have a child now who's in a foster home. You could be gaining wisdom in regards towards this because of that contemplation, or because of their mindset, because of the choices, because of money. They didn't have eye clue. They could have been doing wrong. They could have got incarcerated. I can get you out will have to be my supervision. So they could have said, I can get you out, will have to be my supervision. So they may have to supervise them. You may need to be able to supervise them, support them, assist them, have compassion, caring, empower them. Because milk and honey, basic instructions before leaving earth. So now they're gaining them basic instructions that they didn't have when they was being stubborn and they was being critically thinking now. Faithfulness. That's when you got to have that faith and hope within inside of you. Connect, that discernment. Third eye activated, awakening about choices and looking at your life purpose. Who you're working with and caring for, providing for. Having that eye clarity, listen to the spirit within. That's not how I correct the incorrect. So they can see the Most High saying that's not how I correct the incorrect with aggression, anger, that attitude. You have to be brave, don't be stubborn. If you've gained wisdom, have discernment, look and have that consciousness, be conscious of the way, put that ego down. You said, come home. Home. That family member, friend, that masculine said, come home. Partner. Do you need anything? Water, food. So they're saying, do you need anything? Water, food. They could be feeling like nourished and like need nurturing because they're feeling orphaned. They could see that that child got orphaned, left out in the cold services. Stress and conflict, arguments because the child in services, in a corporation like a big institution, serving for. And that's because of this masculine. Could have been when there was a child. They felt orphaned. They could have been like prisoned, gone to prison. 6 and lacked like stress and conflict and heartache and pain and connecting and feeling like you're on that same cycle because that's that karmic cycle. Like changes in life and when you got to continuously encompassing those emotions and it's like that purpose, life work, public, legacy. You contemplating, that's when you're looking at that privacy and the reality of the difficult experiences of life and you've always felt left out, like you didn't have nurturing and caring, providing them partner stability. It's always stress and conflict. 9. That's because you was not doing wrong and not doing right. Well, you was doing wrong and not doing right. Now they're having that temperaments and balance. They maybe want to be able to come and bring you temperaments and balance because they can see you're that sun. So you're there using their intuitions, you're using your intuitions because this soulmate can I kept out. I will have to be supervision because they're looking now, they want to be able to use their initiative because it's that step forward. Right, so they want to use their initiative because that's that milk honey, that's how I correct the incorrect. They want to correct that incorrect. With radiance because they're looking at it's that step into your power to be able to speak and create. That's when you have to look at that transformation of mind, thought, attitude, approach towards life, the way you're thinking consciously, socially, mentally awoke. That's when you have to use that hidden skills, your resources, because they're seeing that higher power now. And do I need water or food? That's that nurturing, higher clarity, manifesting of that night. That's that write down your intentions, present it with that tense as if it is already there and it's true because they're connected to their heart, their emotions, and that's that open path towards you. I'm not sure why anyone would want to be in his shoes. So I'm not sure why anyone would want to be in that soulmate shoes because they're having stress and conflict, they're unstable. Now they're getting this higher clarity because they've got to be brave. Certain people was trying to control, they could have been controlling. Take it all as it resonates, guys. They could be having a lot of stress right now because that's like yourself and like what you was putting out to the world and not just that physical appearance. They could be looking all stressed and weak and got no energy because of when they were sleeping and knew they were sleeping with people taking out their energy because of lack confusion, that we've got no creative skills. We'll arrange a time to see him only through the glass for now. So you may have to arrange a time to go and see this masculine only behind the grass, so you will have restricted conflict because he's institutionalized in prison. So you didn't know you're helping me because you want to. So they could be saying now, Radiance, you're helping me because you want to, not because of aggression, not because of ego, not because of pride, not because controlling. You're doing it because you wanted to have the goodness of your heart, because you're caring, nurturing, providing, supporting, assisting. You've got understanding. You have to analyze and you're able to have that discernment, put boundaries in place when it's needed to, but speak the truth. You may need to want you to speak the truth about seeking information, about truth and justice laws, about wisdom, that could about your neighbourhoods and these people that they was around and worked alongside this masculine. It's mother figure, feminine energy. Take it all as it resonates. Judgment. One more. And then tick tock, U-turn. Go in the right direction. So they're manifesting tick tock, turn, go in that right direction. They underestimated the power of your mind. So those family members, friends, they underestimated the power of your mind. They tried to Photoshop you. It was dying, guys. I had to get the charger because they're looking now. You're using the intuitions. Let's see what the gossip is about the initiative. They're having this poker face, this divine feminine, masculine. They're holding themselves because that's hiding the true feelings. Impossible, because that's emotional detachment. So they was emotionally, mentally detached from their emotions because they can see now. That's that radiance. So you don't need to know. You're helping me because you know you want to. Oh, gosh. So they can say you're not flexing because it was in reverse. So they got poker face, so you're not doing it for money. And that's pretending to be able to have it for wealth and showing it off. Because they're manifesting now. They can see it's a power, it's in the mind. They're connecting because it's the divine intervention. And it's unexpected guidance because they're looking now back to the soul contract. And they're connecting and seeing it was a part of the karmic cycle. They had to go through that transformation, so that higher awareness. They're gaining clarity because they can see you're that queen rising. You've got this poker face. You're connected spiritually, mentally. You've got these boundaries in place. Take it all as it resonates. Crying over you, it came out in reverse, so they could have this poker face acting like they're not crying over you, holding those tears, fake flexing. Because they was always out partying. They could be digging for dirt, always out partying, socializing with others, snooping, secrets, trying to be able to expose you. These family members and friends could say you was always out partying. They could say you was crying, you got this poker face, divine intervention. But they're looking you up. Cyber stalking you, getting info on you. Are you balancing? Are you stable? They are selfish. They're vexed because they're having bad karma. Because they can see about this soul contract. Oh, there's transitions. Or all of them wants to drop. So we'll just set those three what just landed there because they didn't hold the values, spiritual values. They didn't want to transform because they were stalking low dense energies of the secrets, illusions, jealous, red eye, bad mind, vindictive, illusions and confusions because their values, what they valued, they didn't have love and compassion. They didn't go deep down into the spirit, into the soul. They didn't see the clarity of the light because about they're vulnerable. They was vulnerable, not connected, or because they're selfish, clinging. Their attitude, their approach towards life, they wasn't able to be able to grow. That was like having that balance and that understanding to nurture yourself, to release emotions, because they was like always up to lie and didn't have that understanding and know when a divine intervention was taking place to be able to look at the soul contracts, and that's to connect to your heart because that's when you have to use your initiative to go forward. That's the path that's to open towards you because that land of milk and honey, everything ain't so sweet. So you have to see the divinely guided gifts because that's having these boundaries in place. When people are lying, they're not having that discernment, they're not speaking that truth, that clarity, and having, you know, when you've been brave and certain people are trying to control over you and be stubborn because they're vain and they've got no self-respect and dignity. These are your family members and friends watching you because they haven't got high clarity, not connecting to the divine and having that oneness within yourself. It's that divinity. So you're not having stress and conflict. So you've got love and compassion. You're able to grow, change and transform. That's heal yourself to reveal those emotions, what are stopping and blocking. Let's see what letters come out. V, that's when you go towards your victory. That's when you look at your values. That's when you know that you're very important and you've got to make these courageous changes for yourself. Have that balance. When you're very important, make these changes, courage yourself. VUP could be significant. D, you could be going up in value. You're valid. Your opinions are valid. Set the L. Because you're moving with love. And you know you're loved. We'll take JUP. You know you're good. Certain people's doing it for loot. LV, LJ, LL. Certain people maybe want to pull up. Some people have got put to a guilt. They've got guilt. R. JRTR. MR. Pod. Paul. Mol. One more. Forget the underneath letter, whatever it is. H. So, Hall. Paul. Thug. They could have been a thug. So they was a thug, so they got done. So you could be seeing that. Could be a M for murder. Take this all as it resonates. Leave the rest for the best. Don't stress. You need to look at your values. Gain higher awareness, clarity. Justice could be taking place. Just know that you could be good right now. You're in that GU spirit. The Most High's guiding you. Take this all as it resonates. Always leave the rest for the best. Don't stress.